When you talk about the sacrifice of the flesh, Romans 8 is saying that if you are of the Spirit, you will seek the things of the Spirit because your spirit seeks the Holy Spirit. Your soul seeks the things of the soul, or the lowercase e seeks carnal pleasure. Carnal pleasure is very interesting. You know why? Because it is intense. It is carnal. You feel a passion. Your heart races. You understand? You have a physical sexual joy. You leave your body and return. So the experience of carnal pleasure is intense. The experience of spiritual pleasure, for me, is a very subtle thing. Do you know what subtle is? It's when I rest in the peace of the Lord and I keep looking, I was worried about that thing, about that bill, and God caused something to materialize in order to assist with the payment. I used to argue with my wife constantly as she never seemed to understand me. It was a never-ending struggle until one day when I finally decided to stop. She unexpectedly changed on her own. It truly amazed me. She didn't change because of me. She changed because something inside her, which is the Spirit and the Holy Spirit, made her change. But speaking carnally, I want to command, I want to subjugate, I want her to do exactly what I'm asking for, desiring, idealizing, and then what happens to me? Man, I become frustrated. So killing the flesh deep down is understanding that the one in charge is the Holy Spirit of God. It's not my carnal urges, which are these impulses of anger, revenge, commanding, idealizing others, and getting frustrated because we idealize. Pastor, we idealize our wives, we idealize our children, we idealize our jobs, we idealize everything. The one who idealizes is my soul. And what does Jesus say in the Sermon on the Mount? Go, endure the weight with tranquility, maintain composure, do not concern yourself with matters. And the animals, surprisingly, they just stay there calmly. I usually give an example for those who go to the countryside. They see the cattle there grazing, it's freezing cold, and the guys are there in the rain, eating, just chilling. When we're cold, we feel like killing someone, you know? I'm starving and really craving lunch. I can't understand why it's not ready yet. You continue to talk and interrupt me while I'm hungry, and you were there the whole time, just talking. Talking, man, you don't let me eat. In other words, it's purely carnal. But if you, with your brain, can control the carnal impulses, I can postpone it, because the most important thing is love. So I'm going to be concerned. I'm saying this because anyone who knows Midori knows. Midori is just like that, folks. She's coming, she's chill, and I used to be very hyper. Let's go, and I'm still like that today. So I'm always on the go, and she's laid back. In the past, I was all about the flesh. It didn't matter. It wasn't about love. What mattered was doing what I had planned. I agreed to arrive at 7 o'clock. I had to arrive at 7 o'clock. I agreed to do something. I had to do that thing. This came from the soul, from the psyche, from the upbringing I received from my parents. But I have to let go of all that because to satisfy my flesh. Otherwise, I would get punished. I felt pleasure when I deserved my father's approval. So, being concerned with time and organization, my father was happy. Today, I'm married. My father came here and keeps giving me orders in my psyche. And then I don't kill the flesh, you understand? The flesh, in fact, is connected to the mind in our education. So I need to be aware that killing the flesh is changing the internal belief, because I was sure that the best thing is to stick to the schedule. But Jesus comes the other way around. Why aren't you anxious, Pedro? The most important thing is love. The most important thing is for you to give others slap. By the way, there's a Freudian slip, another cheek. I really did slap. Why? I couldn't give 10 minutes of tolerance. You understand? And I've even had people here who wanted to separate because the wife was stealing 10 minutes from him. And in the Sermon on the Mount it says, if someone strikes you on one cheek, offer the other. If someone steals from you, if someone takes your tunic, give them your cloak as well. If someone steals something from you, give them something else. Don't worry. I couldn't stand stealing 10 minutes from my lunch. I couldn't stand stealing 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, from the time I thought I had to get there. All of this is of the flesh. Why of the flesh? Because if I didn't arrive on time, my father would hit me. So it was building my personality in my soul, and I had to kill that. But to kill that, I had to deactivate it. Deactivate how? Because at the same time that I found myself arguing with Midori for over 5 minutes, transforming into my father, who had hit me for over 5 minutes and persistently demanded from everyone because of 5 minutes. So this is the psychic side. In things, everyone has this side. Therefore, the moral of the story is that killing the flesh is not easy. It's a whole life. Because it involves deep-rooted beliefs. Because I believe that what my father taught is the most important. What Jesus teaches If they're in the Sermon on the Mount, if someone asks you to walk a mile, I walk 2 carrying I couldn't walk at all. Everything my way, you know. Killing the flesh involves killing this psychic issue.